Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru, and today we're talking about fuel tank systems for your flood insurance. We're going to be talking about propane systems. We're talking about below ground, above ground. Are propane systems covered for your flood insurance? So we want to talk a little bit about that today. So let's talk first about what is base flood elevation, what is design flood elevation. Well, design flood elevation came along a few years back when FEMA started looking at substantially improved buildings when it came to fuel tank systems. So what design flood elevation is, this is either at the base flood elevation or above it. And so what this is put in place for is kind of to go above what the standard is of putting these systems in place. Because when a flood occurs, if you've got a propane tank system that's below ground, it could float to the surface, explode, and destroy the house. And so FEMA put in some guidelines to make sure these things, first of all, are covered properly and they follow proper guidelines. So let's talk about below ground, above ground. When do you have to move it? Is it covered? So first of all, if you have a home that was built before 1979, which was the first flood map, and you have either substantially improved it or the house was built after 1979, then you have to have a propane tank system that is above ground, and that is at least at the base flood elevation or the design flood elevation. It has to have certain measures in place, like the fuel tanks lines need to be at the base flood elevation coming into the house. So these are some guidelines. So what is considered a substantially improved building? You can check out one of our other videos, but this is a building that's had at least 40 to 50% improvement within a given year. So if you're renovating a house and you're doing that much, then you want to make sure that you also update the propane fuel tank system, because if not, if a flood loss occurs, you may not be covered. So this is how below ground and above ground work. Now below ground, FEMA also wants to make sure these things are anchored. That might be on a concrete slab below ground. That might be, concrete tie downs. They also want to have that extra layer steel around the propane tank. So when it does flood, first of all, flood water doesn't get into the tank and destroy it. And second of all, the tank doesn't maybe float to the surface and explode. So here's the next question was here. Is the propane tank system actually covered under your flood insurance? Yes, it's considered servicing equipment. So if you have that line that's coming into your house from the propane tank, your propane tank is covered by flood insurance. This is considered servicing equipment. So if you've got questions about maybe how your propane tank is covered, or maybe you're concerned that your flood insurance won't pay out because you're not sure how your propane tank is built, please reach out to us, floodinsuranceguru.com. Go to our YouTube and our Facebook channels, The Flood Insurance Guru, where we do daily flood education videos. You can also give us a call, 205-451-4294. Thank you.